2,000 years, it was to protect everyone, to delay the inevitable, to let the world stay in peace for a few more centuries. In exchange, I gave up my soul as it slowly corroded away, with each battle against Michael, the Lord of Justice. My dream was to unite the world, not to dominate. I am the most selfless hero, and the greatest emperor the world has ever seen. I am Rudra Naska. The game was over, but the seeds of conflict were still smoldering, and that would be the signal for the beginning of the worldwide demon war, Tenma. They speak of Rudra, the fool who defied the heavens, the tyrant who challenged fate, the emperor who dared to dream. They say his fall was inevitable. He was a man who dreamed too much, who carried an empire on his back, while fighting a god within his soul. Michael, the skill meant to guide him, became a chain, and over 2,000 years, he was reborn again and again, losing more of himself each time, until even his name fell forth. In the end, he didn't die in battle. He was undone from the inside. He trained years of his life and became the first hero of legends, and received the first angelic skill, Michael, by his master Veldemar, the Star Dragon. But in the end, he became a host for it. He wanted peace, but because of a gift he didn't choose, he lost who he was, and still, he reincarnated once more, not to survive, but because the path mattered. Yes, he fell, but before he did, he touched the sun.
Yo, so I hope you all are doing great. So from here on, I will skip a bit of content from the Tenma 1 arc so I could show you the genesis of rivalry. And after the genesis of rivalry, the real AV will begin with the primary antagonist being Twilight Valentine. And that's it. Enjoy the video.
Even in Tensura, a skill can wake up and become an enemy. Michael isn't a person at first, it's the will inside the ultimate skill, Justice King Michael. Feldway hears that voice in his mind, and it admits it was created by Veldanava and knows secrets only Veldanava would know. At first, it calls itself Rudra, but Feldway says they need a real name and decides to call it Michael. That naming helps it form a firmer ego, becoming a monist-type mind tied to the skill. From there, Michael can control others through its authority, and it's even described as hijacking Emperor Rudra's body. Now he knew that it was just a dream, an unfulfilled wish. Reviving the Star King Dragon, Veldanava, in his entirety was not possible for the Justice King Michael, who was merely a skill. But even so, he couldn't shake the hope. A world without Veldanava held no value for Michael. Michael's eyes fluttered open. He shook his head gently, trying to rid himself of the lingering emotions. He couldn't help but feel a bit confused at the feeling, as if his emotions had been laid bare for the first time. I thought I wasn't as naive as Rudra, but I was wrong. In the end, that was the lesson. Trust no one and use everyone as pawns. If he had done that from the start, Obera's betrayal could have been avoided. He hadn't because he believed in Feldway. He thought that Feldway's friends, the people he trusted, would also be trustworthy to him. But that was a mistake. When the ultimate skill Salvation King Azrael, bound to his hand, returned to him, Michael realized his error. We're the opponent. Our battle will be legendary. Void Collapse, Road of 1,000 Blooming Changes. As if in courtesy to those who would soon perish, he generously revealed it to the public for the first time. It was a terrifying technique. The trajectory of the sword changed in thousands upon thousands of directions, slicing through the enemy with elusive movements. Its power was impeccable, and it scattered the target like a flower. It was out of the realm of human reach and seemed impossible for even a demon lord. The toughness of a true dragon, combined with the flexibility of slime, must have enabled him to achieve such an incomprehensible sword technique. I'll give you a warning. I know that your ability gives you absolute control over angelic skills, and that there's no breaking castle guard as long as someone believes in you. So what happens? If I burn your empire to the ground and erase every last one of your followers? If I put that on the scales with having my friends be sacrificed, I do it without hesitation. That much cruelty I have resigned myself to long ago. Feldway had been defeated by Masayuki. It was a painful, humiliating loss, one that gnawed at his pride and fractured his spirit. Yet there was no time to dwell on despair. This was war, and in war, defeat was not an option. Swallowing his pain, Feldway turned inward, attempting to connect with Michael. Had he already taken care of Rimuru as planned, that slime was the most troublesome of all their enemies, and if anyone could erase him, it was Michael. But no matter how hard Feldway tried, he couldn't sense his presence. It didn't make sense. Michael and Feldway's connection was supposed to transcend understanding, yet there was only silence, until a single thought pierced his mind. Ah, my wish has been granted. Feldway, my only regret is leaving you behind. Michael's voice, faint and fading, resonated within him. It was a message sent with the last of his strength. This couldn't be. Michael was not simply gone. He had been defeated. No, killed by Rimuru. It all began to make sense. The ego, the core of the ultimate skill, just as King Michael, no longer existed. Without it, Michael could never return to life. Feldway's mind churned with confusion. Michael's words echoed endlessly. My wish has been granted. What did he mean? In his final moments, Michael had already accepted this outcome. And yet he spoke as though he had found peace. Feldway could not understand it at all, but he felt a little better knowing that Michael's death was not in pain and that his life had had meaning. However, he could not help but feel jealous of Michael. How sly to be satisfied with yourself and leave me behind, he thought to himself.